Hello, this is Seven from Team K2. I make League of Legends videos. So today we are in a duo queue with our mid laner Explicit on I believe a Silver 2 or Silver 3 division. Every time I duo queue with Explicit, I'm brought to his level, which I think at this point was a Silver 2. And yes, I was a Bronze 2 or Bronze 1. Thank you for that. But I think this was my promo series, and somehow every time I end up queuing with Explicit, we always end up winning on his level. But when I solo queue, I don't know, I end up losing. I don't know if it's elo hell. Maybe there is such a thing as elo hell, but I don't play any different on the bronze tier than on the silver. Maybe I'm not communicating as much, but my gameplay and how I play my champions don't differ. In any case, we're going as a top lane Riven against a Gangplank. Typically, on any Riven, you'd want to max her Q. This is called it's called Broken Wings, and you'd want to max this first because it's her most damaging abilities. It's technically 3 abilities if you think about it. So with that in mind, you'd always want to max that first. I had some gameplay where I was forced to max her stun, which is her W, first, because we ended up getting we ended up counter jungling, and we needed some type of CC. So in that case, I ended up leveling W first, which kind of put me behind in lane because I wasn't able to harass as much using her Q. But it was for the team, we managed to counter jungle, and I think we ended up winning that game. But let's focus on this game here, top lane Riven against Gangplank. You'll notice in this game, every time I go back to buy, I always come back with a ward, and that ward paid dividends. I mean dividends, in a way of either saving my life or I end up getting kills. So that measly 75 gold picked me up, managed to save my life or pick kills. And this is something you should do every game. Doesn't matter if it's a solo queue, if it's a normal game. Always buy wards. Don't expect your jungler to buy wards for you. You shouldn't expect much from your jungler. I mean, their job is map presence, right? Whether it's ganking or counter jungling or getting objectives or whatever, their job is map presence. And that doesn't mean they're gonna go camp your lane or they're gonna buy wards for your lane. No, that's your responsibility. Keeping you safe and alive is your responsibility. That's nobody else's responsibility. So don't flame your jungler if the enemy jungler is camping you. And for this instance, look, I bought that early ward, saved my life from Udyr. So here he's trying to zone me out as much as he can from the creeps because it's way past the river. I made a call here, either to go back or go back in lane and try to harass GP some more. I saw Gangplank leave lane, so I decided to go all in on the GP and picked up the first blood. So what I did there was just no way he would have been able to get away from that. He wasted his flash for nothing because I would have secured the kill regardless. I used everything on him. I used my ult and ignite just so we can go ahead and secure that kill. And Riven's ult is amazing, there's 2 parts to it. Once you activate it, it grants her a buff, I think of 25% damage and increase in attack range. So that's the main buff. Her secondary part of her ultimate, it's typically used for executing the team or your whoever you're fighting, because it actually provides a lot of damage for champions below 50% or 75% health. I think at max range, at max rank, it does 300% more damage on enemies below 75% health. So it's really a executioner type of ult. So here again, Udyr comes to gank top. I was able to mitigate that because of the ward I bought. I'm noticing that he likes to invade our jungle. So every time I bought a ward, I would place it really deep down our jungle, like our jungle entrance, just so I can see if he's going in our jungle or if he's ganking through the lane that way. As you can see there, he's gonna end up ganking mid lane from inside our jungle, or maybe try to contest blue. I picked up a kill again on Gangplank here. So here, there's Udyr trying to contest for blue. So I collapse down, help out jungler, make sure Explicit on Karthus gets the blue buff, and we managed to secure that just from one measly ward. You know, one 75 gold ward managed to do all that. So again, I went back, bought a ward. I'm probably gonna end up warding the same spot. Gangplank uses his ult here and manages to get 2 assists from bot lane. And item builds typically for Riven, I like to go Bloodthirster for the bonus damage, and her skill set does extremely well against bonus damage. Her W and her E, they have a 1-to-1 ratio to bonus AD, and her Q, I think it's probably 0.60 or 0.75 scaling on bonus AD. So considering you max your Q first, your next step depends on your lane. Her W, which is her stun, it's called Kai Burst, does damage, right? The stun itself does damage, and it has an on-hit stun. So it depends on your matchup. Her next skill, which is her E, provides you with a dash and a shield. So depending on your matchup, I don't know if you want to max your W, or after your Q, you'd want to prioritize your W or your E. On this matchup, I wanted to just snowball and do as much damage as I can to the Gangplank. So I maxed out my W after my Q. At this point, you can see I'm owning GP. So there was just no point of keeping that tower alive. I need to make plays elsewhere. I have 4 kills on the team's 5, so most of the gold is on me, and we need to exert that pressure somewhere else aside from top lane, because that lane is done. So as you notice there, the smite steal on the Nasus was a complete failure. There is no way we should have lost that dragon, considering they had no Udyr there. They didn't have smite, and that was a clear indicator for me that I don't know if the Nasus was inexperienced or as a jungler, or maybe he just didn't time it correctly. But you should never, as a jungler who has smite, you should never lose a dragon to a team who does not have smite, because the true damage on smite outweighs any DPS a team can do on the dragon. Really all you have to do is click on the dragon, and his health will actually come up on your screen. I think it's at the top left of your screen. I pick up a kill on GP here again. Udyr comes from behind tower and stuns me. I had to flash out of that because I was under GP's ult. I would have taken a lot more damage if I didn't flash. And I think it was a well worth it flash. I didn't have to flash at all during this game. So I didn't want to give the shutdown bonus either. So I just played it safe there. So back to my point on Nasus, on the smite. All you have to do is click on the dragon or the Baron, and it will show you the health. And knowing that your smite does 750 damage, true damage, or 1000, I think at max rank, you should be able to secure that dragon every time. So here, Explicit engages a fight against Udyr and Brand. I go straight to Brand, knowing he's the damage dealer. And seeing that, I went to bot lane because they were pressuring. Explicit uses his ult on Karthus, and we managed to pick up a kill on bot lane, a double kill. So here you can see we won team fights. What have we done since we won team fights? We secured bot tower and mid tower, I think, is pushing now. So we managed to catch up just by securing pressure on other lanes. Because that Nasus has absolutely no map awareness. And look, you can see Explicit was being pressured by Udyr. He decides to farm the wolves, and now he's going to farm golems, right? But in any case, you know, he was doing, I don't really know. I mean, I don't know if he was maxing his Q or he was maxing Spirit Fire. I'm not sure. Alright, so I pick up a Guardian Angel. I'm working towards a Guardian Angel here because I think just because their team might be focusing me now. So having an extra life will, I think, benefit the team because oh, here we're gonna engage on their blue. I pop my ult, I go to the back line. You can see Karthus ult doing a lot of damage. Tristana comes back in and I end up dying, but the team cleaned up. Tristana and Karthus are really fed at this point too. So with that, knowing that, I rushed the GA just so I can go in there, go into the back line, focus Brand, and focus their Graves. And then once they've wasted everything on me, I probably would have died. They pop my GA, and then Karthus and Tristana can clean up after, and that's not a problem. So as you can see here, every time we win a team fight, we get an objective. I go in here again for the Gangplank. I actually lost that fight. I was under his ult the whole time. He managed to get a few crits on me, and we barely escaped with our lives. I think we ended up with the same health bars. But knowing how far ahead I was, technically I lost that fight. I'm such a bad player. Alright, so again, even though how far ahead we are, I still buy wards. We can't really rely, you know, you can't focus too much on the support. It's not their job to buy wards, you know. Every lane should be buying their own wards, and if you're this far ahead as how I was on Riven, you gotta help out the team. So I buy wards every time. So I'm trying to see if I can make any plays bot lane. They're retreating back to their jungle, and you notice how much warding I'm doing now on their end? That's because we've pretty much taken all their turrets, all their first turrets, their outer turrets are gone. So if we want to engage, it's on their territory, and we need vision. So here again, Udyr comes back. It's 5v4, but Karthus has his global ultimate. He uses it here, and we managed to clean up. They tower dive us. Udyr, I stun him under tower, get a double kill. Graves is on his own. I don't know why he's on his own, and we managed to pick up the kill there. So that was a 4v. That was a 4 kill for death, for 2 deaths on our part. Again, great team fight. We won that team fight and we secured objectives. So after winning that team fight, look how far top lane is pushing now. Now the team has to defend that or they will lose that top turret. So what does our team do next is we ward heavy on their end. Like I said, because all their outer turrets are gone, any engages we do are in their territory, and once you've taken the outer turrets, you need to ward heavy on their jungle just so you can see. So we start warding around their blue buff dragon area because we notice a lot of the fights are happening in this area. Enemy team dives Karthus heavy. They dive him hard here. They manage to pick up the kill. 3 people in mid lane, stuck defending. Nasus comes to help and wards our jungle. Meanwhile, Tristan is putting a lot of force on bot lane. You can see she managed to pick up the bot lane tower, which was great. So you can see there again, we won a team fight, we pick up a dragon, and another objective. It's great in all that we're winning team fights, but that won't have as much in its effect if we don't win team fights and if we don't do anything afterwards. it's really the after effect that's causing us to snowball this game, and those are taking objectives. You know, as you can see, once we win team fights, we go for objectives. So my next purchase on Riven, once you complete the Bloodthirster, you know, maybe you'd want to go cooldown reduction, get the Brutalizer, which I picked up. I picked up the GA knowing that they probably want to focus me. And the last purchase I made was a Last Whisper. So here, Gangplank made a really bad mistake of face checking. They had no vision on the Dragon area, so he'd face check, we stun him. I saw Brand, and you know, my eyes just lit up. I went straight for Brand and killed him. Again, you saw that we won. That was a 4-2. We won that team fight. We automatically went for objectives again. And because the death timers are getting longer now, we end up getting 2 objectives. And another kill on a deer. I wanted to go for the Soraka here, but the team pinged that, you know, GP was up again. That was great timing. So we decided to go back and buy. I have a lot of gold now at this point. I think I've got 1800, so that's a lot in pocket. Gangplank, I don't know what he's doing. He's really heavy on our end, engages on explicit, and just dies. Maybe he was just flaming at that point. He was just frustrated, and you know, he was on tilt. I don't know what he was doing actually. I finished my Black Cleaver. I'm completely full build at this point. So the next purchase I went was more wards, oracles, and a 4-5. The team is pinging for Baron, so I figured I'd clear the Baron area and around their jungle to deny them vision and also provide us with visions, you know, by warding in that area just so we can see if they're coming, collapsing on Baron. So I do a final sweep to make sure there's no wards here before going on the Baron and securing it. Again, look, no Nasus. Absolutely no Nasus. I don't know what this guy's doing. Like, he was stealing golems while the entire team was doing Baron. In any case, they have no vision of their jungle now, right? So we have complete vision, end up getting the triple kill and the surrender vote. Guys, this has been 7 from Team K2, bringing you the top lane Riven.